I promise you a Tesla 3, and indeed, that is exactly what I have for you. This glamorous vehicle that we now have put onto the street here in Manhattan. Now, why am I getting all excited? Because this is the Model 3, of which Much Fuss Peter's with me, motoring correspondent. You have been driving this vehicle. How is it?
I have. It's quite exciting. This is the performance version. So you hear a lot about $35,000. This one's $79,000.
Hang on. So this is a 3?
This is a Model 3.
And how does that compare to the X's? What next one up would be?
The Model S.
Yes, the Model S.
Okay, this is going to be a smaller car. This is the performance version, so 450 horsepower. But basically, it's sort of as with most automakers, you get a larger car with the Model S.
In terms of price, this to the S.
This ends up roughly where the Model S starts.
Right.
So they're going to overlap a little bit. So a customer for this car actually has a choice to make. He could get like a base Model S and get more room.
Was it fun to drive?
Yes, it is fun to drive. 3.5 seconds, 0 to 60. This has the performance wheel and tire package on it, so it corners pretty nicely.
What did you not like about it?
Compared to, well, the price, at this price, you could get a pretty nice Audi or Mercedes. You get something that has a little bit more refinement to it. I could get some things like maybe adjustable suspension settings. It'll be soften or stiffen the ride. I might like better seats. This one corners pretty hard, and the seats don't hold you in as well.
But if you were only paying $35,000 to $40,000 for it, would you be satisfied with it?
It's hard to say. Tesla has it made, and so I haven't driven the $35,000 version yet. I've driven a $56,000 version. I've driven this version.
Right.
At $35,000, there you're getting a range of something like. Okay, you're getting in the range of something like a Chevy Bulls EV. For $35,000.
Describe what you see, what you like about this in terms of the look of it.
Okay, the look is terrific. It's very simple, very straightforward. You'll notice there are no gauges. Everything's over here on the screen. My speedometer's here, for example. I'm actually fine with this. It works great as a display. What I don't like is having to use this screen to do things like adjust my mirrors and my windshield wipers.
How is it performing in terms of the market? If you look overall at if you look at overall, how is it performing? Is Tesla breaking the mold as they claim they intended to?
Well, right now, with a lot of backed up, pent-up demand for this car, because they had like hundreds of thousands of reservations, sales are actually doing pretty darn well compared to other luxury cars in this class. Quite well, in fact. What remains to be seen is as Tesla burns through that demand, and as automakers like Audi and BMW and Mercedes enter the market for electric cars, is something like this still going to hold up?
And that, talking about those other electric cars, nicely takes us on to the Paris Auto Show. The Paris Auto Show, thank you, Peter. The Paris Auto Show is underway at the moment, and there indeed cars like Audi's e-tron SUV made its first debut appearance. It's an all-electric production vehicle with a 250-mile range. And Mercedes has an electric luxury SUV. It's called the EQC, and that'll be on the streets in the next few months. So, as they battle the Tesla, which is now growing in Europe, Melissa Bell considers what Paris is showing about electric vehicles to come.
Richard, these are very much the cars of the future, the all-electric cars that are very much the darling of this year's Paris Motor Show. It opens to the public on Thursday, and these cars are everywhere. Not just here on the Renault stand. Carlos Ghosn has said that 10% of his fleet will be all-electric by 2022. You can see how these engines differ so greatly from the combustion engines that we're used to. But all around the Paris Motor Show this year, all you can see are electric cars. Audi, Mercedes have launched all-electric SUVs. The trouble for the makers of electric cars so far has been the cost of the battery. They're actually underneath these cars, and so far they simply haven't been cost-effective. The big gamble appears to be on the part of the car makers that once that changes in about 2025, these electric cars will actually be much cheaper to make, much cheaper to service. They simply require fewer people, and of course, they're very much in line with the times. So soon enough, Richard, we will no longer be filling our cars at the petrol station with the fumes and the leakages and everything that we've become used to, but we will all be plugging in our cars in a way that is much greener. Richard.